Hello, everybody. Let's try that again. Hello, everybody. See, I'm just so excited that I stumbled on my words. I'm glad you're here. I'm Stuart, and this is the Group Sales Power Hour. The mission is and has always been since 2015 to help you build a bigger, better group travel business. It used to be called the Ask Stuart Hour. Now it's called the Power Hour. And I'm glad you're here. So if you're attending right now, I am so grateful you're giving me this time. We'll go the hour or not, depending on how much content you want to share and bring to the table to discuss your successes, your failures, your attempts. What's going on out there? I want to know, and I want to share that with everybody. So let your fingers do the talking and do the typing. On my agenda today, I have two ideas to share. So stick around for them. And the two ideas I have to share are basically born out of a big announcement that I just made yesterday, that I have supersized my business, supersized my skill sets. And I'm not doing a pivot. A pivot means I'm leaving you. I'm not leaving you. I'm growing into a whole new area, which I'll talk about in a bit. But those two ideas were sort of born from what I've been doing to launch my new business. And then I'm super excited to ask you all 5 questions, 5 probing questions that I will invite you to answer. First, I'm going to ask you to write them on a piece of paper and then type them in after. And I want to share them with you. I think the answers will be quite illuminating, not only for me, of course, more importantly for you. So get ready, buckle up, and sit tight for those. So once again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I see so many names that I know and I'm grateful for, and I appreciate this time. If you, of course, have anything to share, an anecdote, a story, whatever it is, make sure you share it here in the chat box so I can read it. And if you send it to everybody, everybody can see it as well and respond too. I love it when there's a connection that happens here on the Power Hour and you make a new friend, somebody who you don't know. That's a fun thing to do. And just want to let you know the next Power Hour recording is going to be, when is it? October 28th. There are only a handful left. This is one of the 4 left. After this, there's 3. And reason being, and Hans had asked me this question before I hit record, before we started up officially, is that I need all the time I can to build a new business. Just real brief, I'll tell you. You can call me ADHD life coach Stuart. I'm already an integrative health coach, but I've been doing a lot more business coaching in the last 15 years. And now I'm in the process. I'm so close to officially completing my training to become a certified ADHD life coach. I couldn't be more excited. And that will be my new speaking topic as well. ADHD is a skill set, and it's very deeply personal for me. It may be for you, it may not be. But I just wanted to mention that so you know why Power Hours are ending at the end of the year. And as Hans had asked, so I just want to make sure you all know, I'm not leaving you. I've been in this glorious travel and hospitality industry through all of its ups and all of its downs and everything in between. Oh my goodness, on the corporate side for 22 years and then independently for 15 or 16 now. So really almost my whole career. My first job out of college was in an ad agency, and we did not have any travel industry clients. But my second job, which was Austin Travel on Long Island as a marketing manager, that was my first job in travel. I never looked back. Every single position I had after was in travel. On the supplier side, on the consortia side, I've started consortias, and on the direct side as well, working for a mega agency. So there you go. So here we go. I'm looking at everybody's comments here. Just a quick hi. Sandy's in the house. Michelle, Linda, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Did I say Hans? Nancy, So many of you, and there's a few names I don't know. So welcome. If you're here as an invited guest, I do always post this in the Group Sales Success Facebook group. And please let me know if this is your first time here. And please begin typing in anything that you want to ask or share now. And I'm going to kick off with those 2 ideas. Then I'm going to transition to those 5 questions. So get paper and pen ready if you can, please. I'm going to ask you to jot your answer down so it'll be easier for you to type in when I'm going to read them aloud. And we have Kisa. Kisa from Detroit's in the house too. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Michael's here. So is boot camp going to disappear too? Handouts and such. So if you're currently a member of Group Sales Boot Camp, I'm going to work it out where you will have forever lifetime access. How's that? Right. So if there's any question, if you are or are not right now, let me know. I don't want to make it disappear, the information, but like you, so many travel professionals since 2015 have been in boot camp for years and years and years. I can't make it just disappear. It's there. It's there. So I want to give you forever access for no charge because you've paid, you've been so loyal, and I want to show my loyalty back. Kyle said, thank you. That's awesome. You're very welcome. Kisa said, in the give back section in the group camp spreadsheet, is that reflective of you providing money back to group leaders and concessions? Oh, hold on. Okay. So that's a key question. So I'm going to get back. That's a great question. Kyle, you're very welcome. Michael, you're welcome. And Michelle, yes, those includes who did boot camp live. No, boot camp live is different. So we'll have a separate conversation on that. Boot camp live is different. You already have lifetime access to boot camp live, Michelle. That's never going away. You own boot camp live. So the answer is yes, but not for Group Sales Boot Camp. You have boot camp live. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. That's kind. So here's the 2 ideas. Now, the reason why I said these 2 ideas were born out of my experience launching a new coaching business in a whole new category, life coaching, which is a niche, ADHD life coach, which is a super niche, right? You hear me talk about niche all the time, and I'm practicing what I'm preaching, my friends. And so I'm going into a whole new category, a whole new field here. I have to build new followers. I made the big announcement on Facebook yesterday with a short video clip explaining what I'm doing. And I've already gotten one person through the travel industry, I'm not going to tell you who reached out to connect because I know there are going to be some people I know in the industry because I've been a part of this beautiful business for so long who have interest and may come along for the new ride too. But basically, I wonder, and look, these ideas, maybe you've already thought of this. Maybe you've been doing this for 20 years. So you're going to say, Stuart, I'm way past you. And if that's the case, go ahead and share your comment about how it's working for you. But I'm thinking, you basically when a travel advisor is promoting and advertising, whether it's on the website or social, whatever it is, the key word is book, right? Book with me. Call me, book with me. Let me plan. Let me arrange. Let me make those reservations, whatever it is. But the common word is book. I don't know why, but it's book, which is kind of weird, right? Book is there. It's something you read, but it's also something you do in travel, right? So how many of you have ever promoted yourselves or would ever consider marketing yourselves as a coach or consultant? Now, seriously, maybe some of you already call yourselves a travel coach or a travel consultant. You already do that. However, what if the word book was taken off the table? What if you literally promoted yourself like I'm promoting myself now, just started as an ADHD life coach. And of course, I have an exploratory complimentary 15-minute meeting to make sure we're a great fit. So you could do the same thing naturally, which is actually idea number 2, but we'll come back to idea number 1, that you actually have an hourly fee, whether you purchase from me or not. this is what you tell the prospect. It doesn't matter. You can pay me. I'm going to make up a number. Okay. $100 an hour to be your travel consultant. You are under no obligation to purchase through me. Now, you and I both know, right? Yeah, I'm looking at you, that you want that business because that's where you make your real income, on the commission that the vendors, suppliers are willing to pay you, right? Willing to pay you. I'm saying that, tongue in cheek, because some pay you 10, some more, whatever it is. Hopefully you're doing groups because you're here in the Group Sales Power Hour and you believe in the package and you're marking up and making the money that you deserve, naturally, creating your own profit margins. However, what if you created a real separate business, as you can hire me as an on-call consultant or coach. Remember, a coach and a consultant are very different. Go ahead, type in real quick. What's the difference between a coach and consultant? Can you do that quick? You don't have to Google and look it up because I'm going to share it too. I'm just curious to see if anyone can type it in real quick using as few words as possible. The difference between a coach and a consultant, because they're very different. So while you're typing that, maybe I'm encouraging you to actually market yourself as such, as a consultant or coach, because they're different. And put the fee on an hourly basis. And maybe they're calling you, now get me here, maybe they're calling you for real to book, to purchase. Maybe they really are calling to book and they see, oh, wow, you charge $100 an hour, $150 an hour, $200 an hour just to be a consultant and not book. Wow, do I have to pay that? Now, some of you charge a fee. I get it. Most of you don't. However, at the very least, doesn't that put value to you as an expert, as a qualified expert, whether or not you actually have any coaching or consulting clients that you're charging $100 or $200 an hour for? Doesn't matter. I hope you get them. Because what that does is it's I hate to say it's part of your marketing, but it is, and it's a new revenue stream opportunity. I'm going to say it again, revenue stream opportunity. By specifically saying you do two things. You actually can make the reservations, make the bookings, create the packages, or simply be a coach or consultant. Ask me anything. Let's have a 15-minute exploratory first, because you want to make sure you're an expert in what they're looking to do, right? I mean, if you're an expert in groups and you're specialized, your niche is groups on ships, whatever. I'm just saying as an example, and they don't want to do group and they don't go on a ship. They want to do an FIT domestically, and you don't do that, then don't pay me $100 an hour because I'm not the person for you. Just like if someone wanted a dietitian coach, and I'm not. I'm an ADHD life coach, right? I say thank you. No, however, maybe I can refer you. So Kisa has offered this. I consider myself as a learning consultant in corporate life and travel consultant in my business. Transferable skills. I agree. I'm going to read it again. Kisa says, I consider myself a learning consultant in corporate life and a travel consultant in my business, transferable skills. And I love that. I think it's great. Definitely transferable skills, because a consultant is a consultant no matter what industry you're in, right? A coach is a coach no matter what industry you're in, by definition. Michael offers, as a travel consultant, I provide advice, recommendations, and information to make the trip a fit for the client. And he goes on to say, now here we go. To me, a coach is a trainer, someone who helps another hone or perfect their skills. I like that, Michael. I think you did great here. And I'm going to add one other element, everybody. So pull up a chair and listen up, because maybe, just maybe, I've inspired you to create a new revenue stream and choose to market yourself truly as a coach or consultant, and decide which one you want to be. You're right on the money. A consultant, Kisa knows this too. A consultant is someone who will actually, it gets paid to tell you what to do, right? If I'm hired as a consultant, I'm there to provide, I'm there to analyze and research and ask questions. And based on my experience and knowledge base, provide solutions and answers. I provide the solutions and answers, right? Right, Kisa? That's a consultant. You provide answers. I'm saying there, of course, a lot of conversations. There's discovery, a lot that has to happen. And the coach is very different. The coach does not provide the answers. A coach, absolutely, Michael, is sort of a cheerleader as such in terms of you go, you go. I think we're thinking more sports coach here. However, a coach, like in my line of business, either as a business coach, a health coach, or now an ADHD life coach, my mission is to help you, empower you, guide you, encourage you to discover those answers for yourself. Now, I may know what's right for you, but as a coach, that's not my job. In fact, I will not pass. Listen to this. I will not pass my official certification credentialing program, because of course I'm going to be monitored when I'm tested. If I tell my client what to do, my role as a coach is to help you, whatever it is, to help you, encourage you to ask the right questions, to lift the hood, to uncover, to dig deeper, to help you discover what's best for you so that you own the answer. I believe that you are naturally whole and brilliant and have the answer inside. I just need to help you unlock it. Am I clear? Tell me, between a consultant and a coach. So you can be a coach and charge your $100, $200 an hour in travel. And as a coach, you can explain what your role is. I will ask questions and help encourage you and empower you to discover the right choices. That's a perfect fit. Or a consultant, I'll tell you, through my experience and skill sets, what I believe is best for you. You are under no obligation to purchase through me or book through me. This is, I play two roles. I can do the bookings for you as an agent, because in that case, it's more of an agent role, right? Making the acquiring the product, or I can be a consultant or coach. So Nancy said, "Hey, Stuart, well, hold on. Oh, here we go. So this is great. Hey, Stuart, I've been contacted a half dozen times this spring, summer for an inbound Maine itineraries as a consultant. One client, I didn't book anything, just advised, and then charged a per head fee, $50. Do you have a good way of tracking hours for hourly fees?" So Nancy has done this. She's doing this. She didn't book anything. She was a consultant. I'm reading here. She advised and then charged a per head fee. Now, listen, friends, if you're not interested in the $50 or the $100, or she charged $50 per head, then don't do this. I'm just looking to help you start an additional revenue stream and to help polish up your marketing, both. Because so many, over the years, all my years in the business, one of the hardest things for an advisor to do is to charge a fee. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm going to say it again. One of the hardest things for you to do, and you can give me a thumbs up there if it gives you that option. Am I right? Or give me a thumbs down that it's easy for you. So it's a thumbs up, meaning if you believe it's really hard to charge that fee. So now I'm giving you an excuse. I'm giving you a platform, I'm giving you more of a reason to charge that fee and market yourself like that. So Nancy, want to know, do I have a good way of tracking hours for hourly fees? Yeah. So the only way to do that, friends, is the way I'm going to be doing it for my coaching business, the way I do it, business coaching. And by the way, in Group Sales Bootcamp, some of you had already purchased. I used to have a coaching 6-pack. We've done one-on-one coaching before. And the way that's got to work is it's got to be structured. It's got to be by appointment, just like you're going for a therapy session. It's really got to be, you got to be right on the screws. As my dear friend, Mike Marsha, who's inbound. He'll be here in just a handful of hours because he's also racing the inaugural Memphis Ironman 70.3, which is on Saturday. He's coming into town. Right. So I am in the best physical shape of my life right now. And I'm going to go into the spin bike right after this because it's raining outside as I taper down and get ready. See, I'm jumping out of my seat. Oh, my goodness, how I digress. Thank you, ADHD, for sending me off topic. So, Nancy, what I would do, and for everybody, you've got to run it like a real coaching business. And if you don't already have a calendar, pay for a calendar type solution or use one free, which I'm researching now. I don't yet. I've narrowed it down to 2. Okay. Then basically people go and you open up blocks of time and they block that hour. If you want to do an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is, let them book blocks of time, and you have to learn how to coach or consult. I mean, I went to school for coaching twice. It's not easy to do coaching because may have the answer, but you can't just say it. And you have to know how to start the session and how to end the session, Nancy. Saying, hey, we just got a couple minutes left. So let's wrap things up. What are our takeaways from today's coaching session? That's just an idea of something that I might say to bring a coaching session to conclusion gently, lovingly, and professionally, because they're paying for an hour and you give them an hour. Period. End of sentence. That's where it's got to work, Nancy. And something I would definitely recommend too is packages. You can do coaching packages. Some of you, not many, actually charge an annual fee. Hey, I will be your VIP travel advisor for the year for $200, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, $10,000. I've heard crazy numbers, and those agents who've done it have been successful. Now, I don't hear the stories of those travel advisors who've done it who have not been successful. I've only heard the success stories. In any case, you can charge it gives you the opportunity then, doesn't it, to charge a package? Hey, it's a 6-pack of travel coaching for $600. It's $100 an hour. I'm regularly $125 an hour for travel coaching or travel consulting. And I can make these bookings for you as well, but there's no obligation. Basically, I'm serving as your coach or consultant. So that, Nancy, that's how that's got to work. It's a new mindset. It's a new way of charging a fee, but it's got to be a 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 appointment. And you got to bring it to an end, be on time, right? And make it work. Make it work. I love it. So Linda says, yes, it's hard to charge a fee, especially if they are friends. Absolutely. That's hard. It's really difficult. And I don't have an answer for you. That's tough because now I've gotten some calls from friends too for the ADHD life coaching, and I'm faced with the same dilemma. And I did for business coaching too. There's a part where you want to give to friends, right? And there's a part where you've got to keep it professional. You've got to. So where that fine line is something you've got to do on a case-by-case basis and say, hey, listen, this is my business. And I'll tell you what, I normally charge $125, but your friends, I'll do it for half or not at all. If they're really, really close friends, I don't know what to tell you because you want them to value your time. And by the way, isn't it interesting? I always hear this regularly that it's so hard to get family or friends to book through you, right? Isn't it hard to get family and friends to book through you? And you get upset when you find out they didn't, and you know why they didn't. I'm not going to go down this road, but I'll just answer my own question. They didn't because they're afraid that, geez, man, that's a lot of pressure. If she or he screws up, it's going to affect our relationship. And I don't want to put that pressure on. So unfortunately, or fortunately, maybe that's good for you. It's like, good. I love you as a friend or family member, but I don't want to take care of this because you're going to drive me nuts and it could impact our relationship. And that's what usually happens. Michael says, I charge $50 per person for new clients, even if they've been referred by an existing client. So far, I've not been refused payment. There you go. Inspirational for everybody else who's not doing that. I like that. Nancy said, you look marvelous. Usually the $50 fee is for booking the flights. I advised this client and she booked her own. So I just transferred the fee to a consultant fee. That's fantastic. Michael says, absolutely. If I receive a referral fee from anyone, I set up an appointment and tell my client to block at least an hour with me so I can get as much information as I can, even if it's only on the phone. Okay. I love this. And by the way, if you don't have a calendar functionality that you're using, I sure encourage you to do it, because from the beginning of time, I've encouraged you, and you all know this, some of you already do it, to work by appointment only. It really sets the bar high and you can control your day. Because I know some of you pull your hair out of your head because you get calls at all hours, all times. And I understand you want to be there for your clients. And sometimes you just can't work 24/7. But if you work by appointment, it shows that you have some kind of structure. A structure. Kelly offers here, hey, if that's a friend, they'll want to see you win. I like that, Kelly. That's very nice and inspiring. So if you have a friend and you know you're going to be spending time and you're a bit uncomfortable charging, and you know that you should be because you're working. She says, if that's a friend, they'll want to see you win. So maybe, just maybe, we're taking the wrong perspective. Maybe, just maybe, we're making an assumption that they're going to be upset or hurt or disappointed. So I appreciate that new perspective. I love new perspectives. I really do. Okay, I want to go to, so that was the one idea. The second idea, and then we're going to go to those 5 questions. So stay tuned. They're really good. I think they're really good. So the other idea is, maybe you don't want to be a coach or consultant. So this can be tethered to that or not. Why don't you offer 15-minute meetings with your clients, not for you to reach out. Remember, I talk about this all the time. That's how you make new friends and uncover new leads and opportunities, and especially for groups, that 15-minute meeting, the magic 15-minute meeting. But now offer it out in general to individuals. And it's sort of an interview opportunity. So prospects can interview you. Look, case in point, I am a new ADHD life coach. I don't think anybody is going to hire me sight unseen. Maybe they'll love my website, which is ADHD as a skill set. Maybe they'll love the website and hire me without ever talking to me, and I doubt it. So, friends, travel advisors, far and wide, why would you think someone would hire you to book their group or book their trip, whatever it is, without ever talking to you? 50% of the equation, actually more, is them liking you and realizing, hey, we're a good fit. This is good, right? Put your consumer cap on. Goes the same as you're as a consumer. You want to, especially in something so intimate, so personalized, so customized, they want to know, they want to like, they want to get along with the person they're giving their money to. So whether or not you want to do the coaching or consultant thing as a marketing thing or a revenue generator, offer interviews. However you want to word that, interview me. I have 12 slots open for 15-minute interviews for you to get to know me, ask me questions to see if I'm the right travel advisor for you. Has nothing to do with booking, nothing to do with selling. Maybe it does. Has everything to do with making yourself vulnerable. Making yourself vulnerable. I think people will see that and say, man, you're brave. I'm hoping that my message is out there now. I'm not promoting myself to you, but I'm just saying that You'll see on my website, it specifically says, schedule, let's chat, let's connect, let's have a 15-minute meeting. So you can ask me questions and I'll ask you some too, right? Why don't you do that in travel? Let's not focus on booking or selling or buying straight away. Let's focus on the relationship first. I hope that inspired anybody. I hope you got something out of that, because now we're going to transition to the questions. Are you ready for the questions? Yes? Are you ready? You ready for the questions? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, write it down. And if you, as a podcast, you can please share your answers on Group Sales Success, my Facebook group, Group Sales Success, because I think this is going to turn out to be fun, inspiring, and informational, educational, blah, blah, blah. Number one. So write this down first before you type it in. Then we'll go back and I'll ask you to type it in. I'll read all the answers quick as I can. Number one, there's 5 questions. Have you mastered at least one social media platform? That's a yes or no. There's a part 2 to this. So have you mastered, keyword mastered, at least one social media platform for your business now, not socially, but for your business that you're using, leveraging for your business? And if the answer is yes, which one? So don't type it in now. However, when I go back and ask you to type it in, if you haven't, just put an N for no, I haven't. And if you have, you can just put a Y to save you the keystrokes and tell me which one. Question 2 is going to be, so I'm going to, again, read all the questions first, then I'll go back and have you enter your answer. Number 2, have you mailed out at least one handwritten note in September? Have you mailed out at least one handwritten note in September? And if you're listening as a podcast, let's just say the last 30 days, okay? Because I don't know when you're going to hear this, but let's just say the last 30 days. And part 2 to that one is, what was it for? What was the note, the handwritten note for within the last 30 days? Again, write your answers down. I'm going to come back and then ask you to type it in and get ready to type it in. Number 3, have you been on a fam or vacation recently? And did you do a short video, whether it was recorded or live? Have you been on a fam or vacation recently? And did you do a short video, live or recorded? That's number 3. Number 4 is a big one. Number 4, have you ever reviewed, and this is a big question, so listen to the whole question. Have you ever reviewed your customer database, name by name, and deleted, sent notes, and identified your MVPs? And I say MVPs, your most valuable players, most valuable people. So I'm just curious that maybe you have reviewed it name by name, but did you also delete names, send notes to folks who you haven't thanked in a long time or that you miss and just want to check in on, and identified your core group, your top unclients or clients? And the final question, number 5, and then we're going to start up at the top and I want to see your answers. Question number 5. Be honest with me. If a prospect asked you right now to see your website, if a prospect asked for your URL or your website address, are you very comfortable sending them there? Because it will help rather than hurt your efforts. This is big, and I want you to be honest with me. And when I read the answers to this, I won't read your names, but be honest. If a prospect asked you right now for your URL, How do you feel about it? Are you comfortable that it's going to help you and not hurt you? All right, here we go. We're going to go back to number 1 and just get ready to type in so I can really plow through the answers. Number 1, have you mastered? So this is just question number 1. Have you mastered at least one social media platform? Which one? Here we go. I'm going to start reading your responses. So this is just for question number 1. Right. So if you can, please put your answers, send them to everyone in the chat box. So when you answer in the chat, make sure it goes to everyone, not just Stu, not just your host, and there are no panelists. So we have yes, Facebook. Yes, Facebook. Another yes, Facebook. We have a no. We have a yes, Facebook. We have a no. Always work in process. Always a work in process with Facebook. We have a no. We have a yes, Facebook. And so if and then we have here yes, Facebook and Instagram through Business Suite. So for those of you, and by the way, if you're okay, that's fine. If you're shy and you want to be anonymous, that's okay. You can send it just to me. I'm going to read them all, and I'm just not going to read your names. Okay. We're just hanging out here. We're having a conversation. That's what the Group Sales Power Hour is. It's a coaching hour. I know it's a little consulting too, because I am giving you ideas and giving you ideas of stuff to do. So it looks like the majority, and I'm going to have a record of all these answers, and perhaps I'll go back and share the stats in group sales success. It's largely Facebook. We have a bunch of no's. We have a Facebook and Instagram. And why did I ask that question? Because, ladies and gentlemen, hands down, if you haven't mastered at least one social media platform by now, you're way, wow, man, you're I'm not going to want to hear me say this, but you're way behind. I know that hurts for me to say this. And there's an asterisk there, because if your target market, if they are not using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever, if they're not using that stuff, then you're fine. I mean, why would you go hang out and leverage social media platform if your prospects, if your clients and unclients aren't there? You're cool. You have an exception to this rule. However, if your best clients, if your unclients, if your followers are using at least one of these, then you need to be there. Because inasmuch the website is important, I mean, that's really sort of your business card, your calling card. People follow you there. You know this. That's one of the things I'm going to do for my ADHD life coach stuff is I'm going to build a following, and I'm going to use Facebook and Instagram. And why those two? Because that's where I'm most comfortable. That's where I think others who might hire me will hang out. I'm just not comfortable with Twitter or TikTok. I love Snapchat, but I'm a goofball with Snapchat. I guess you can use Snapchat for business too, but I just do goofy stuff. So that's why I had to ask that question. So let this be a little pinch that everyone listening right now, if you haven't mastered the one most important platform that your prospects are hanging out, you need to be there really quick. Take the time, take a week off from work. Maybe that's a lot. And understand it, read about it. My goodness. There are great consultants, of course, who can help. And there are also bazillions of YouTube videos that you can muscle through and learn how to use it, or hire someone to help you with it. Okay, here we go. Get ready to answer question number 2. Have you mailed out at least one handwritten note in the last 30 days in September, and what was it for? We have a no. We have a no. Come on, type it in. I want to know. I want to hear everyone who's in right now. I'm going around the room. I'm picking on you. Here's a yes. And it was, thank you for your booking. Excellent. Here's a Stu. So many of my clients have dropped out of most social platforms. Okay, Judy, I appreciate that. And you know what? If that's the case, then you're off the hook. Or, find a way, if it's email, WhatsApp, text, whatever it is, to communicate with them. How do you communicate? How do you hang out? And if you're looking for new clients, new prospects, Judy, do you still need to go to one of these platforms or not? It's not right for every business. I get it. That's why I'm just pushing you that know if you need to be there or not. And if you need to, get there. Here's one. Yes, thank you for being my client. Here's a no, another no. Not in the last 30 days, but sent more than 200 in the past year or so, and have on my list to send 2 thank you notes for bookings I just made. Here we go. I'm going to read this. Remember, I'm keeping it anonymous. Not in the last 30 days, but I have sent more than 200 in the past year or so, and have on my list to send 2 thank you notes for bookings. Here's a yes. I sent invitations for our cruise night. Also sent thank yous for vacations reserved and returned. There you go. So, hey, friends, here's the recap. Just generally, it looks like about a 50-50. And why did I ask this question? Because if you know me, I'm always the biggest proponent, the biggest supporter, the biggest encourager of handwritten notes. In fact, I just ordered brand new cards. I think they're square, 5.5 by 5.5, big cards, big ones, through Zazzle. And I can't wait to start using them. So I'm sending out a pretty new card. Just has my name on it. That's all. I can handwrite it and just send them out. So I encourage you. It's so important. We don't even get birthday cards anymore, right? You get a birthday card. I get a birthday card from mom. That's it. I love it, but that's it. Who else sends birthday cards? Nobody gets mail. Nobody sends mail. Look, you've heard me. I've been on this train for a long time. Mike is there as well, which is if you haven't done it the last 30 days, it's time to do it. Somebody you haven't heard from in a while, somebody you're just thinking of, somebody you just want to check in on. Whatever reason, there's always a reason. Don't give them guilt. Just say, hey, thinking of you. That's it. Done. Stamp. Here's a yes. I sent birthday, anniversary, and thank you cards for Thanksgiving. Love it. I think that's super cool. I did that 1 year only. I wish I had stuck to it. I send birthday, anniversary, and thank you cards for Thanksgiving and cards for Thanksgiving. I think that's brilliant. Okay, here we go. Number 3. Oh, wait, here's a yes. Oh, Danny, you're fast. Have you been on a fam or vacation recently? And did you do a short video, live or recorded? Here come the answers. Here's a yes. I was on the Scarlet Lady 2 weeks ago for the day in New York City. Took lots of photos on my iPhone and also did some videos and uploaded some for Facebook. Outstanding. Nancy responded to the other question before. Says, I'm guilty. I send emails, do text and newsletters, and Facebook Messenger. Okay. I like how that you're active in various forms of communication, though. So good for you. That's great. So based on the, we have a no, meaning probably had not been on a trip. Kisa said, yes, been on a trip. Yes, working on putting together a slideshow. All right. That's great. So you're going to leverage those photos you took while you are away, either on the family or that vacation. That's great. Yes, and I did my first Facebook Live ever from the Amasiana in Basel, Switzerland. Yay! You go. I did my first Facebook Live ever from the Amasiana in Basel, Switzerland. I think we're Facebook friends. I have to go back and find it. I'm so sorry that I did not see it. Here's another one. Yes, and yes, Grand European River Cruise. Lots of video and pictures posted to Facebook business page. Awesome. Here's another answer. Not yet. We'll be on the Odyssey in a couple of weeks. We'll try to video if I can figure it out. You can figure it out. You just hit video. Just make sure you change the camera so it's a reverse view, or give it to your friend, have them hold the camera so you don't have the anxiety and the stress of trying to hold the camera on yourself. I'm not great with the selfie videos. I prefer someone else holding the camera. And plus, if you're using an iPhone or a camera, that lens that you're right is so much better than the one that does the reverse, the selfie. Well, good for you. Make it happen on the Odyssey. And one more answer, not recently, but have done video and now has saved them on my own YouTube channel. Awesome. Awesome. She's got her own YouTube channel. Who here does? I do. It's so easy to start a channel. I think it's brilliant. So simple, so wonderful. We have another person here who has a YouTube channel. I'm going to say your names if you don't mind. I'm going to say Nancy has got Michelle. That's a YouTube channel. Michael just started it. Linda does. Danny does. Awesome. Why wouldn't you do it? It's great. That's great. Great. Thanks everybody for sharing. Okay. Now, number 4. Here we go. Have you ever reviewed your customer database name by name and deleted or sent notes or identified who your MVPs are? Let's see. We got a yes. We got another yes. This is so important, friends. Everyone keeps saying, I know that so many of you are busy, maybe making bookings and making cancellations. Business is off during this great, incredible in-between period in travel, in our world and in our lives. However, this is one project that, man, I can't encourage you enough to do. So we have another yes. We have a yes. I need my VIPs. Awesome. We have another yes. We have I did delete names, but need to identify MVPs. There you go. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. And one more answer, not the entire thing name by name, but query the database for groups and clients with minimum spend amounts and send them postcards or note cards. Okay. So at least you did something. That's great. Here's another answer. Yes, I do put them on the inactive list, but keep them. There have been times where they come back to book. I send out Christmas cards to my MVPs. Beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. I send out Christmas cards to my MVPs. Let me read this sentence again. There have been times where they come back to book. Maybe they've been gone for years and suddenly they pop up. That's why you need to keep in touch. That's the follow-up. When I always do my training, it's follow-up forever. It's follow-up before the sale, right before the sale, during the sale, while they're traveling, right after the trip, long after the trip, because maybe, just maybe, they haven't traveled in years, or maybe they ended up going with somebody else because it was a part of a group and it was booked elsewhere. But if you don't stay on their radar, you may never, ever get them back. If you don't stay on their radar, you may never, ever get them back. So here's the point of asking this question, which, the obvious point, obviously, is that you need to cull your list, right? You need to go through it. Because I guarantee you there's going to be a name that pops up, at least one, like, oh my goodness, it's been a long time. I need to reach out, see how you're doing. It's a great, very, very important business exercise. And the other part of this is that it's wonderful if you have a list of 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. However, identifying those MVPs, those VIPs is more important than ever, right? We have a bunch of my masterminders in this group as well right now in the Power Hour. The most important people on that list, you need to give them, loyalty grade service out the yin yang, like big time. You're going to go crazy with communications and love and gratitude and appreciation. And those people are your bread and butter. Those are the people you love working with the most. They're your big earners, if you will. And even if they're not big by money, maybe you just love working with them and you see big opportunities that could happen in the future. Maybe they're connected to others and groups, and they've referred before. So even if you have a group of 30 MVPs, that's awesome. Even if you have a group of 50 MVPs, that's awesome. And you're going to give a whole new level of service, contact, communication, a whole new level of love to them. Am I making myself clear? Am I being heard? Can I get an amen? We got amens coming in. So here, I'm going to read this. Then I'm going to ask the final question because we're almost at time. Stuart, here's my brave effort at my first ever Facebook Live on the ship in Basel. I almost got no sleep that night due to my nerves. Oh, that's beautiful, Michelle. I get it. I hear you loud and clear. Public speaking and recording ourselves. Very few people love it, or do it really well. At the end of the day, you did it, and I'm really proud of you. And I'm going to have this because in fact, I'm going to copy it right now, so I can go back and I can look at it. I'll report back to you. That's awesome. I got a bunch of amens here. Okay, here we go. And here's the last question. Final question. Number 5. And be honest. If a prospect asked for your website address, are you very comfortable sending them there right now? And that it will help, not hurt your efforts. Be honest. Stewie wants to know. Here we go. We got a yes, a yes, a yes, a yes, 100%. Yeah. And listen, if nobody else answers, then I'm gonna have to make the assumption it's a no. Come on. Here we go. All right. Whoa. I said either a yes or no. You can't give me a kind of sort of. Come on. Kind of sort of yes. It gives me legitimacy, but I am planning to change it in the coming months. Okay. Here's a yes, updated with COVID information. Here's the yes. Hey, I am so delighted. I am so happy to see so many yeses. Dear friends, through my many years in this glorious travel and hospitality industry, more often than not, the response is no. No, I've been working on it. I'm still working on it. Not there yet. I'm fixing to make some changes. And months go by, years go by. And you get busy, right? We get caught up with other stuff and we don't realize that our stuff is outdated. It's not telling our true story of who we are. We put too much thinking into it. We overcomplicate it, thinking it needs more. And the truth is it needs less. It's as Guy Kawasaki says, it's a your who am I marketing, your who am I statement. You just want it to be talking about you and me as the customer or the prospect coming to your website, checking you out. I just want to know, are you the person for me? Are you the advisor for me, the coach for me, the consultant for me, the agent for me? Are you the one for me? I don't need to see fancy logos of all the brands out there, because if you show me too many other brands, I'm going to think, what do I need you for? I'll just go call them direct. But what do I need you for? I want to know, who are you? You're the brand. I'm buying you. I can buy that stateroom 42,000 other places, but I can only buy you to help me get that stateroom because I like you. I want to work with you. I'll pay the fee because you've got my back. You're in my pocket and I trust you. You're my trusted travel advisor. Trusted travel advisor. Big words that I did so much training with the Travel Leaders Network. And I give them credit for that. Whether they invented it or not, I don't know. But they wanted to make sure I included that in my workshops that I had done for them over the many years. Trusted travel advisor. I have another answer here. Maybe looking at updating it and might do some changes. And here's another one. Needs updates and new adventures posted, but still waiting for the one day. Waiting for that one day. To set the dates right, because you have all those group trips. So let me tell you something. We've talked a whole variety of subjects here, and I know that some resonate with you and some don't. I'm trying to get you thinking, encouraged, inspired to do something that you've been thinking of doing, know you need to be doing, and just have neglected. And there's no blame here. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not giving you guilt. Heck, I'm not part of your business. We may not even know each other. We just associates here. We could be friends. We could be colleagues. To encourage you to get all those things on your list done. Now's the time. I want you to wake up in the morning saying, yeah, come see my website. I'm proud of it. Hey, listen, my new website, I struggled with because I showed it to different people before I made it go live and realized that less is more. Less is more. And I hope I didn't put too much, but just enough to convince others, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with this guy. And that's all you need to do. Get that done. If it's been 30 days since you sent out a handwritten note, send a handwritten note. I challenge you right now. It's a throwdown. It's a throwdown. When this is over, write one note, just one note. It's going to feel great. It's going to feel great. If you know you need social media as part of your communications and marketing, master one. Just pick one, either that you're most comfortable with or where your clients hang out. If you're going on a trip coming up, I say this all the time. These fam trips, these suppliers invite you there for a reason. Of course, they want you to eat the food and check out the hardware and the software, blah, blah, blah. But they want you to promote like crazy because they know each of you have a following. So they want to use you to get to those prospects too. So do it. Showcase. Where you're going, what you're seeing, what you're eating, what you're doing, experiencing what you're experiencing. Remember, it's benefits over features, And of course, if you've yet to go through your customer database, and this is probably painful for some of you because this would be very hard for me to do. And I've done it. I don't have a big customer database because, I have the cruise lines and I have companies, businesses outside of travel, of course, that have hired me. And I have a list of people who bought boot camp or attended my group sales success summits. I do go through your list name by name. Just take an hour a day or take a couple of days. Maybe you're that type of person likes to start a project, get it done. And I think you're going to find some gems on that list there. You're going to send some note cards out and please identify who your absolute most important people are. And it doesn't have to be a round number. It doesn't have to be 30, 40, or 50. It could be 61. It could be 29. I don't care. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. Quantity and quality. All right. We've got like a minute or two left before I call it. I want to thank you very, very much for being here. If you want the link for the next one, don't leave yet. You're not dismissed. The class is not dismissed till October 28th. Just send me a message or an email. I will post it in Group Sales Bootcamp. I'll also post in Group Sales Success in the Facebook group. However, any final comment? Oh, your question, Kisa. Oh my goodness. I'm going back to your question, Kisa. Oh, where is it? Where are you, Kisa? Oh, I am so sorry. You asked it so early and I got so sidetracked. I'm going to do it. It's going back more. I'm going to do it. Hold on, everybody. Okay. Kisa said, in the give back section, the group spreadsheet, because I've created a spreadsheet that's available to Group Sales Bootcamp and Group Bootcamp Live. Is that reflective of providing money back to group leaders' concessions? Yes. So the give backs, I just come up with a simple name. Give backs are the either the cash, Kisa, or the amenities that you have created. It's part of the incentive program. On that spreadsheet, which is like a P&L, a pro forma, you must include all the incentives. And remember, the incentive, whether you're giving them cash back, whether you're giving them anything that has value, an upgrade, a free t-shirt, it's not free, you're paying for it, a dinner, whatever it is you're giving as that incentive, even if it's cash, it needs to be put in as a variable into the spreadsheet. And it should be constructed so that, Kisa, you are more than happy, delighted, thrilled to give that back, because you don't give it unless they've earned it. Say it again. You don't give it unless they've earned it. And if they've earned it, that means you're successful. You're both successful. And it's going to be, it's going to be a scale, because if, I'm just making this up. If you sell a dozen guests, here's how much. If you sell 20 guests, here's how much. If you sell 50 guests, so could be a sliding scale, but it's definitely going to be variable. And I hope you build it as an incentive where the more they earn more, whatever it is, cash or, it could be cash or it could be an item. They benefit greatly from more success. The harder they work, the more success they drive, the more you're willing to share with them, because it's paid for. You're earning more, so you have that to give back. Did that answer your question? And I'm so grateful that you reminded me. Tell me, did I answer your question? And if not, let's connect one-on-one after, or in the Facebook group. Oh, one more thing to read here. Hosting a woman's clothing swap, and have invited my traveling friends to see where it goes. P.S. Great seeing here from you. Hi to Mike. Hey, thanks, Nancy. It's very sweet. All right, we are at time, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.